Welcome to Outdoor Oasis Ideas, where we explore the art of creating beautiful outdoor spaces. Today, we're diving into the world of small garden landscapes, optimizing garden spaces, and creating stunning yards with lush green lawns and fragrant flowers. First, let's talk about the importance of planning. It's tempting to jump right in and start planting, but a little forethought goes a long way. Take a good look at your space. What are the dimensions? What's the sunlight exposure like? Are there any existing trees or structures that might impact your design? Once you have a good understanding of your space, you can start to sketch out a plan. Don't be afraid to experiment with different layouts. You can use graph paper or a simple drawing app to visualize your ideas. Now, let's talk about the foundation of any beautiful garden. The lawn. A healthy, vibrant lawn sets the stage for your plantings and creates a sense of harmony and balance. For small gardens, consider using a low-maintenance grass variety that requires less mowing and watering. A well-maintained lawn is the canvas for your garden masterpiece. The key is to choose the right plants. Opt for compact varieties that won't overgrow their space. Think about the colors and scents you want to create. For a classic, cottage-style garden, consider roses, lavender, and sweet peas. For a more modern, minimalist look, try fragrant herbs like rosemary, thyme, and lavender. When arranging your plants, remember the concept of layering. Taller plants in the back, medium-height plants in the middle, and shorter plants in the front. This creates visual interest and ensures that all your plants get the sunlight they need. Don't forget about the power of vertical space. Vines and climbing plants can add height and fragrance to your garden without taking up valuable ground space. Consider training a fragrant jasmine or honeysuckle up a trellis or fence. Now let's talk about hardscaping. Hardscaping elements like pathways, patios, and benches can add structure and functionality to your garden. Small garden landscapes are becoming increasingly popular, especially in urban areas where space is at a premium. The key to creating a beautiful small garden is to make every inch count. Start by assessing the available space and considering how it will be used. Is this a space for relaxation, entertaining, or perhaps a bit of both? Understanding the primary function of the area will help guide design decisions. When working with a small garden, vertical space becomes incredibly valuable. Consider incorporating vertical gardens, trellises, or wall-mounted planters to maximize growing area without taking up precious ground space. These vertical elements not only add visual interest, but also create a sense of intimacy and enclosure in the garden. Choosing the right plants is crucial in a small garden. Opt for plants that serve multiple purposes. For example, ornamental grasses can provide texture, movement. Dwarf varieties of trees and shrubs can offer the benefits of their larger counterparts without overwhelming the space. In small gardens, it's important to create a sense of depth and intrigue. Use techniques like layering plants of different heights and creating winding pathways to make the space feel larger than it actually is. A curved path leading to a hidden seating area can make even the tiniest garden feel like an expansive oasis. Color plays a significant role in small garden design. Light colors can make a space feel larger and more open, while dark colors can create a sense of intimacy and depth. Consider using a mix of both to create visual interest and define different areas within the garden. Water features can be a fantastic addition to small gardens. The sound of trickling water can mask urban noise and create a sense of tranquility. Even a small wall fountain or a compact pond can dramatically enhance the ambience of the space. When it comes to optimizing garden spaces, multifunctional elements are key. A retaining wall can double as seating, while a storage bench can provide both seating and a place to keep garden tools. Look for opportunities to incorporate elements that serve more than one purpose. Lighting is another crucial aspect of garden design, especially in small spaces. Well-placed lights can extend the usability of the garden into the evening hours and create a magical atmosphere. Solar-powered lights are an excellent, eco-friendly option that's easy to install and maintain. For those who love to entertain, consider creating a dedicated outdoor dining area. Even in a small garden, a compact table and chairs can provide a charming spot for alfresco meals. Now let's talk about creating stunning yards with lush green lawns and fragrant flowers. A well-maintained lawn can serve as a beautiful backdrop for colorful flower beds and provide a space for relaxation and play. However, in smaller yards, consider reducing the lawn area in favor of more diverse plantings. This not only creates visual interest, but can also be more environmentally friendly. When it comes to flower selection, consider creating a succession of blooms to ensure color throughout the growing season. Start with spring bulbs like tulips and daffodils, transition to summer perennials like coneflowers and black-eyed Susans, and finish with fall-blooming asters and chrysanthemums. Fragrant flowers can transform a garden into a sensory delight. Consider planting aromatic varieties near seating areas or along pathways where their scents can be fully appreciated. Roses, lilacs, and gardenias are classic choices for fragrant gardens, but don't overlook less common options like chocolate cosmos or night-blooming jasmine. Creating plant combinations that work well together is an art form in itself. Consider factors like bloom time, color, texture, and height when planning your flower beds. A mix of tall, medium, and low-growing plants can create a layered effect that adds depth and interest to the garden. Don't forget about foliage plants when designing your flower beds. Plants with interesting leaves can provide structure and visual interest even when flowers are not in bloom. Hostas, ferns, and ornamental grasses are excellent choices for adding texture and form to the garden. Edging is an often overlooked element that can make a big difference in the overall appearance of a garden. Clean, well-defined edges between lawn and flower beds create a polished, professional look. Consider using materials like stone, brick, or metal edging for a long-lasting solution. Mulching is another important aspect of garden maintenance that can dramatically improve the appearance of flower beds. A layer of organic mulch not only suppresses weeds and retains moisture, but also provides a neat, finished look to the garden. Choose a mulch color that complements your plants and overall garden design. Incorporating hardscaping elements can enhance the beauty and functionality of your garden. A small patio or deck can provide a perfect spot for outdoor furniture, while stepping stones can create an inviting path through flower beds. When choosing materials, consider how they will complement your home's architecture and the overall style of your garden. Water-wise gardening is becoming increasingly important, especially in areas prone to drought. Consider incorporating native plants that are adapted to your local climate and require less water. Grouping plants with similar water needs together can also help optimize irrigation. Creating habitat for wildlife can add another dimension to your garden. Bird baths, feeders, and native plants that provide food and shelter can attract a variety of birds, butterflies, and beneficial insects to your yard. This not only adds visual interest, but also contributes to the local ecosystem. Container gardening is an excellent way to add color and interest to patios, decks, and other hard surfaces. Containers can be easily moved and rearranged, allowing for flexibility in your garden design. They're also a great option for growing plants that might not be suitable for your soil conditions. Don't forget about the importance of garden art and accessories. Strategically placed sculptures, wind chimes, or decorative stakes can add personality and whimsy to your garden. Just be careful not to overdo it. In small gardens especially, less is often more. Maintaining a beautiful garden requires regular care and attention. Develop a routine for tasks like watering, weeding, deadheading, and pruning. These ongoing maintenance tasks will keep your garden looking its best throughout the growing season. Seasonal changes provide opportunities to refresh your garden's look. Consider planting spring flowering bulbs in the fall, adding colorful annuals in the summer, and incorporating plants with attractive seed heads or bark for winter interest. Composting is an excellent way to improve your soil and reduce waste. Even in small gardens, a compact compost bin can turn kitchen scraps and yard waste into valuable organic matter for your plants. When it comes to lawn care, proper mowing, watering, and fertilizing practices are key to maintaining a lush green lawn. Set your mower blade high to encourage deep root growth, water deeply but infrequently to promote drought tolerance, and use organic fertilizers for long-term soil health. For those interested in sustainable gardening practices, consider incorporating rain gardens or bioswales to manage stormwater runoff. These features not only help protect local waterways, but can also be beautiful additions to the landscape. Don't be afraid to experiment and try new things in your garden. Gardening is a continual learning process, and what works one year might need adjustment the next. Embrace this process of trial and error. It's one of the joys of gardening. For those dealing with challenging soil conditions, raised beds can be an excellent solution. They allow you to control the soil quality and can also make gardening more accessible for those with mobility issues. Consider incorporating edible plants into your ornamental garden. Many fruits, vegetables, and herbs are not only delicious, but also beautiful. A mix of ornamental and edible plants can create a garden that's both aesthetically pleasing and productive. Creating a garden that appeals to all the senses can enhance the overall experience. In addition to fragrant flowers, consider plants with interesting textures for touch, ornamental grasses for sound, and colorful fruits or berries for visual interest. Don't overlook the importance of seating in the garden. Comfortable seating invites you to spend time outdoors and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Consider a variety of seating options, from benches to Adirondack chairs to hammocks. For those interested in attracting pollinators, consider creating a dedicated butterfly or bee garden. Choose nectar-rich flowers and provide water sources and shelter to create a haven for these important creatures. Vertical gardening techniques can be particularly useful in small spaces. From living walls to tiered planters, there are many creative ways to grow upwards and maximize your growing space. Consider the layout carefully. Incorporate a variety of plant heights to create depth and interest. Tall plants, such as sunflowers or hollyhocks, can serve as a backdrop, while shorter flower beds filled with colorful blooms can bring vibrancy to the forefront. This layered approach draws the eye and makes the space feel larger than it is. Choosing the right plants is essential. Opt for a mix of evergreen plants and seasonal flowers to ensure year-round appeal. Evergreens provide structure and greenery during the winter months, while seasonal blooms like pansies, petunias, and marigolds add bursts of color in spring and summer. Incorporating fragrant flowers, such as lavender, jasmine, or sweet peas, enhances the sensory experience, inviting visitors to linger longer in the garden. Ground cover plants can play a significant role in small gardens, helping to fill in gaps and create a cohesive look. Varieties like creeping thyme or clover not only add beauty but also help suppress weeds, reducing maintenance. Additionally, these low-growing plants can provide an inviting carpet of color and texture beneath taller blooms. Incorporating pathways is another effective way to optimize space. A winding stone or gravel path can lead visitors through the garden, encouraging exploration. The path can be framed with aromatic herbs like rosemary or mint, which not only enhance the garden's fragrance, but also offer culinary benefits. Vertical gardening techniques are particularly useful in small spaces. Utilizing trellises, wall planters, and hanging pots can maximize planting areas while adding visual interest. Climbing plants like clematis or climbing roses can be trained to grow upwards, freeing up ground space for other plants and creating a lush, vertical oasis. For those with limited time for gardening, low-maintenance plants and design strategies can create a beautiful garden with minimal upkeep. Drought-tolerant plants, mulching, and efficient irrigation systems can all help reduce the time needed for garden maintenance. Don't forget about the view from inside your home. Consider how your garden looks through windows and arrange plantings and features to create attractive vistas from key viewpoints inside the house. As seasons change, so too can the garden. Embrace the evolving nature of gardening by rotating seasonal flowers and experimenting with new plants. This approach keeps the space dynamic and exciting, ensuring that there is always something new to enjoy. Thank you for joining us on Outdoor Oasis Ideas for this exploration of small garden landscapes, space optimization, and creating stunning yards with lush lawns and fragrant flowers. If you enjoyed this content and want more gardening and landscaping tips, please consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest videos. Happy gardening, and we'll see you in the next video.